You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike post-game show. What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary, joined as always by Mitch Anderson. Mitch, it's been too long since we've done a post-game show here, buddy.
It has been a while. It feels, once the game was done, I was like, okay, the game is done. I'm going to go to bed. Wait a second. There's more.
But
completely forgot about it.
There is more, and pumped to talk about a nice come from behind win, as our guy Gabe sends in a super chat, says gutsy win for us tonight, boys. That's the perfect word to describe it. I'm going to give a shout out to Ryan in the Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon member, make sure to sign up. He's been saying it in the Discord. The teamiest team that ever teamed.
Yep. They were together on that fight for sure, man. And it felt friggin' good. It was gutsy because as we were talking just before coming on air, I said I didn't feel like they deserved to win. You kind of agreed as well. Like, not to say that sad about the win, obviously not. It's just they didn't play particularly well, but when it mattered, as Gabe was pointing to, they pulled it together and they got it done.
Absolutely. So let's hop into this one, Mitch. We got a decent amount of goals to talk about today. Islanders, you know what? I will, before we get into the first goal, I thought they came out of the gate playing okay. And then unfortunately, former friend of the show, no longer friend of the show, Noah Dobson gets on the board for the Montreal Canadiens.
I'm only mad because I know Twitter's going to be insufferable the second he does it. All the Montreal fans like, je te l'avais dit, là, Noah Dobson, là, c'est un esti de bon joueur, là, si tu veux pas trader un gars comme Noah Dobson, là, je te le dis. Get out of here. Get out of here. As a French person, like, I love my French people, but like they can be an insufferable bunch of pricks sometimes. And this would get them going there. Bad change and a bad flip by Adam Pelech, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Butch on the broadcast was talking about it. He absolutely can't stand the high flop pass, if you will, from your own zone. Yeah, that he does that a lot too. But it was Adam Pelech, who's been very good this year, but you don't like to see that. And then just a downright horrendous. I mean, look at this. So many guys going on the change, and essentially a 4-on-0 developing here if 14 gets back into play.
Yeah, just bad timing altogether by just about everyone wearing blue and orange. And great shot by Noah Dobson, just over the pad, under the trapper. Whatever. It was a destiny game for Noah Dobson, clearly.
Yeah, he was on one today. More from Noah Dobson in a little while here. But the Islanders were unable to find an equalizer in the first period, so they left down 1-0. Shots were 9-5. But like I said, I thought offensively they came out okay. I know like the shot total doesn't really indicate that, but they had a few opportunities to score goals. So I wasn't like completely defeated down a goal after one.
No, the first half of the period was good. It's just the second half really wasn't. And not just because of the bad change and the bad flip, but it was just bad execution. They just didn't seem to have their feet moving. It was sloppy, which, as everyone's going to say, like coming out of the Olympic break, you expected some sloppiness out of everyone. It's just Montreal was a bit less sloppy than the Islanders. Could have to do with the fact they didn't have to travel for this game.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. So into the second period we go, Mitch. Scott Mayfield takes a hooking call, and on the power play, guess who? Once again, Noah Dobson for the second time tonight.
Can we get someone to challenge him on the point? Like, I know Peugeot does it there, but then for here, the pass is going to come to Noah Dobson here. Nothing. Barely skates over.
So much time. Swimming in time, if you will.
Right? All kinds of times. So he's like, I gotta take a shot, and it gets through absolutely everyone. And then you got Noah Dobson on hat trick watch, and I'm going, mais sacrément Canadiens, les amateurs de Canadiens, là, ils vont chier une brique, ils vont péter une coche. They're just gonna go nuts. I'm speaking a lot of French right now because we have X telling us in the Patreon that I need to speak a lot of French right now. So I'm gonna do that. Be like again, like Noah Dobson scoring again, and it's just like, God damn it. I don't want to open Twitter just because of what Montreal fan. They're going to be insufferable again. Can't have him score a hat trick. We cannot have that.
No, absolutely not. And thank God we didn't get that.
Yes.
Want to give a shout out to Mr. LT3685 says, yikes, the puck was like a rubber ball out there tonight.
Yeah.
LGI, congrats on 900, Anders. We'll get to Anders Lee a little bit later in our recap here. But good call out. It wasn't a great ice surface, and that's a little surprising. I think it was Thomas Hickey on the broadcast was talking about how normally Montreal is a very good ice surface.
Yeah, it probably has to do with the break. They probably didn't, they had some upkeep, but it wasn't normal regular season, like during the season upkeep, perhaps. Maybe the Bell Center kind of booked a bunch of concerts while the Habs were out of town type of thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the greatest because you guys are absolutely right. The puck was a little bit bouncier there. Did help that the guys, again, have been away for a couple of weeks. So there's that extra sloppiness, but the puck wasn't helping them at all.
No, certainly not. Right. So that obviously a factor. Now, the Islanders would go on a power play and almost immediately get a 5-on-3. 8 seconds into the initial power play, Mike Matheson high sticks Matthew Barzal. So a minute 52 of 5-on-3. I don't know about you, Mitch, but I don't remember if I put this in the Discord or not. But my thought was, if they don't score here, this is all she wrote. And thankfully, Matthew Schaefer does the damn thing on the 5-on-3. We'll pull it up right here to take a look.
Just he's all over the ice all the time in a good way, and he's trying to create something all the gosh darn time. And here he is just throwing pucks towards the net, and he gets it to go through. Just we had a hard time throughout most of the game getting those shots to go through. Montreal was doing a really good job of getting in shooting lanes and blocking those high slot shots. And this one gets through and beats Samuel Montembeault friggin' perfect.
Yeah, you absolutely love to see that. Good on him to create something. And finally, someone went in front of the net. It looked like it was Simon Holmstrom on the replay, but for a majority of this power play, stop me if you heard this before, Mitch, but the Islanders were just going around the perimeter with it.
It felt like watching that Simpsons episode where they're describing soccer.
Okay.
And it's Arriaga, back to Arriaga again, to Arriaga 2. And you're just like, that's all they're doing. It's just, they're trying to open lanes, but no one's actually moving. It's great that you move the puck, but you got to get people actually moving. You got to take shots. And Matthew Schaefer does that. He moves around, takes shots, and look, he created a goal. It's insane.
And he wasn't done in the period. He said, you know what? I know I just tied a record. I want to break the record. I want to have the most amount of goals for an 18-year-old defenseman in NHL history. Number 18 ties up the game with just a minute and 9 seconds to go in the period.
Yeah, he was all over the place. You could tell. Again, I pointed to my back there. He put the team on his back in that motion because no one else was doing anything. It just kind of like the Noah Dobson situation. No one was coming out to challenge Schaefer, really. No one was cutting down or gapping up necessarily. And so he's like, all right, well, I'll take the shot. And he gets it to go. Love it.
You absolutely love to see it. He was on one in that second period and just in the game, right? Like he was the player that we talked about maybe the most on our podcast on like guys you want to come back and see play. And it seems like the Olympic break did him well as he comes back and picks up a couple of goals. Shots in the period, by the way, Mitch, 12 for the New York Islanders, 8 for Montreal, tied up at 2 after 2.
I'm kind of surprised by that because I felt Montreal had the better second period than the New York Islanders did. So that's credit to the Islanders. Good job by you guys.
Absolutely. Let's get to the third period. Another penalty situation here. This time it was Kyle McLean takes a tripping call and Cole Caulfield would score his 33rd of the year. Unfortunately, this one looked like it went off of Simon Holmstrom's skate and in a weird kind of deflection.
Just throw it towards the net, right?
Yeah, it went off. It went off Holmstrom's skate through like by Sorokin, and then Caulfield taps it home. Yeah,
like Sorokin's down in the butterfly. He's trying to stop the shot that's coming towards him. So like, is it Caulfield's stick that shatters? I don't.
No, Slavkovsky's stick shattered.
So how the hell does he get the goal? Anyways, oh right, because he taps it in as it comes through. Regardless, when you're in nets, and it's happened to me multiple times, and I'm sure some of you goalies out there can attest to this. Like when you get squared a shot and you get down in the butterfly to stop it, you're like, okay, great, boom. To recalibrate your entire body to then go and stop something else at a split second is really hard to do, especially for someone as bad as I am, let alone someone as good as Ilya Sorokin is. And he tried, and he just couldn't do anything. As it's like slowly and
Trickles
slow,
through.
and you see it happen as a goalie. You're like, but no, you're trying to do something, you just can't will your body to do it, and then it goes through. Like you can't get too mad.
No, it's kind of one of those where it's just a goal scorer goes to an area to score a goal, and that's kind of what happens here. But a late lead for Montreal, as that was 9-11 into the period. They're up 3-2. Islanders end up, it's late in the third now. They pull Ilya Sorokin, and the Islanders, with the man advantage and the empty net, tie up the game. Anders Lee finally breaks through with a goal.
They were doing so well at cycling the puck here. And they weren't just cycling, they were getting shots, right? Moving players. Watch everyone move around here. That's how you do it. I don't understand why they don't do that on the power play where you have even more space, because you don't have those 2 extra players. Get the shots off, get players moving. You can be first to pucks, which you should be. You have a numerical advantage. You should be able to create this all the time. And they just friggin' don't, which is what's so goddamn frustrating.
It definitely is frustrating, but I think you got to give a lot of credit to the Islanders here, as you did, right, by how they were cycling the puck. But they had possession for so long. It felt like, all right, I got the feeling that like one was going to come, which is rare on the man advantage, right? Because we know the Islanders aren't usually very good on the power play. Empty net goal, or when you pull the goalie with the empty net, it's kind of a last ditch effort kind of thing. But they held the possession for long enough to where they were just keeping Montreal's tired skaters out there on the ice. And, you know, it wasn't one of Anders Lee's prettiest goals in his career, but doesn't matter. You go to the front of the net and sometimes it just bounces off of you and goes in and it counts.
Exactly. They don't ask how, they ask how many. In this instance, we needed a third one and he got it done. So thank you, Captain Clutch.
Captain Clutch indeed. Ties up the game. To overtime we go, and wouldn't you know it, Mitch, it's the French Canadian who plays hero in Montreal. I'm sure you love this one.
I do. I especially love it, as Chris Bellafiore is pointing out here in the comments. 2 goals, then loses the puck battle for the game winner. So along the wall, just before this play is being made, Noah Dobson, Simon Holmstrom along the wall. Dobson loses the puck. And so Chris is saying that's the full Noah Dobson experience.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
That sounds like something that I was saying in the Discord today.
Exactly. You would call this out almost exactly. Like, don't worry, guys. Yeah, he scored a couple of goals, but just wait. There's going to be a screw up defensively at some point. And here it was in overtime. Love it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love to see it. So the Islanders, who never led at any point in this game until the very end, finally do. They win 4-3. As we discussed, probably not the prettiest of wins, but your first game back after 3 weeks off, to be able to gut one out on the road against a good Montreal team, that's a nice win.
Absolutely. You'll take even the point. We've been happy with the point. We're ecstatic with the 2. Helps you in a really tight metropolitan division, as we're talking about on the regular podcast, which you can get on Patreon, and how tight things are. So getting those 2 points is great. I think last I checked, Columbus was losing. Did they actually lose?
Yeah, they lost 4-2.
There we go. 4 points for us. Love it. And we take Columbus on Saturday.
Yep. So huge game on Saturday. Have the opportunity to extend that lead even more. So obviously we'll have you covered for that, but let's continue and go through and take a look at the game stats and box score numbers here.
Yeah.
Shots on goal for the Islanders. They led the way 26-24. Montreal was better in the face-off dot slightly, 51.5% to the Islanders, 48.5%. Each team had power play goals. Montreal 2 for 3 on the power play. Probably need to clean up the penalty kill a little bit after tonight. But the Islanders went 1 for 2 on their power play, so 50% there. Penalty minutes, Islanders with 6 to Montreal's 4. Decent amount of hits for each side. Islanders with 26 to Montreal's 22. A physical game tonight. Block shots even at 20 apiece. Islanders more giveaways, 15-11, but one more takeaway, 4-3.
You know what we forgot to talk about? The 2 goals that were taken off the board early in the game.
Yeah. So a weird game, right? Like we talked about the Caulfield goal, which was a little bit of a weird goal, but you had Mark Gacombe look like he scored a goal, gets taken back for offside. And then who was it that kicked? It was Caulfield again, right? Who with the kicking motion. What'd you think of that?
So you called the second one. You said that one's not going to come off. I said it was going to come off in the Discord. If you didn't see it, like Cole Caulfield's behind the goal line and he does like a backwards, almost scorpion kick type of thing to direct the puck towards Ilya Sorokin, and it goes in. And now I was watching the broadcast in French because I friggin' love when I'm able to do that. And so the Habs broadcast was beside themselves. Je peux pas le croire, là, ça devrait être un but, là. Je suis pas sûr pourquoi ils ont pas collé ce goal-là, ça se peut pas, là. They're just shy of throwing out the Callis and the Tabarnak, which is when you know they're really, really upset. But as per the rule, apparently, if it goes off of a player and you do that, then it's fine. But if it goes off the goalie, it's counted as like a shot on net, and so it doesn't count as a goal, even though if you do it behind the goal line. Love it.
Okay. Well,
so I thought because it wasn't directed towards the goal, like facing it, I thought that they'd count it, but apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, I still think of that, or I interpreted it as that it would still be a shot on net, even though, like, obviously, as you explained, it wasn't. It was from behind the net and off of the back of Sorokin. I think might have been off of the back of his skate and then right in.
Yeah, I think so.
But still, with it hitting the goalie, like, I interpreted it that way. So I'm glad that it held out the way that I wanted it to, obviously.
Absolutely. All right, do we want to get to our game here?
Yeah, absolutely. So forward ice times. Who's leading the way tonight, Mitch?
Oh, this is going to be tough because they're both playing on the same line. So it's hard to pick out when one doesn't get the same amount of ice time. I'm going to go with Bo Horvat because he might be fresher than Matthew Barzal.
It is Bo Horvat, not by a lot. 23 minutes and 50 seconds. Barzal was 22:19.
Okay, yeah, that's close. Least amount of ice time for forwards. I'm going to say it's Mark Gatcomb.
It is Mark Gatcomb. Got the goal taken away, and then the fewest amount of ice time, 8 minutes and 59 seconds for Gatcomb.
I'm only saying that because he got that like cut early in the game on his nose.
Oh, right,
He may have lost his shift for that as they like fixed his what looked like a broken nose.
Okay, that's right. Forgot about that.
Most amount of ice time for defenseman, it has to be Matthew Schaefer.
Want to give a guess on what the ice time was?
25:48.
Pretty damn close. 25:56 for Matthew Schaefer tonight.
Oh, dang it. That's close. Shit. Least, I'm going to go with Carson Soucy.
Scott Mayfield.
Yeah.
13 minutes and 52 seconds.
He did not have a good game, Scott Mayfield, I thought.
No, but at least with the third pair now that you have of Mayfield and Carson Soucy, I'm fine. It's a touch low, 13:52 and 14:51. But if they're playing, we'll say roughly 15 minutes a night, I could live with 15 minutes a night on those guys. And then obviously the Schaefer and Pollock pair getting a little bit more time, and Pellick and D'Angelo getting a little bit more time.
Yeah, agreed. PS is correcting me here that it was not Mark Gatcomb who got the cut on his nose. It was Kyle McLean.
Oh, so why didn't you guess Kyle McLean?
Because I intermixed them. They're one and the same. They look the same to me. Kyle McLean and Mark Gatcomb are the same person when I'm watching.
They both play on the fourth line. Still counts.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sorokin stopped 21 of 24, 3 goals against, the .875 save percentage. The save percentage doesn't look great, but I thought he was okay. Like, I'm not going to say he was amazing tonight. I don't think he was awful tonight. I thought he was fine.
Yeah, a couple of good saves, but guys still got to find his net out there, kind of thing. And this the typical sloppiness that we were expecting from just about everyone, not named Bo Horvat or Andre Palat, who was anonymous, I thought, on that top line.
Yeah, he was pretty anonymous. He played the third most amount of ice time, 16:25. No shots on goal. 5 blocks, though. I did notice, I will say, I noted the few times I did notice him, it was in the defensive end, was what I was going to say. So that kind of tracks with the 5 blocks.
Yeah, that's all right then. Comments?
Yeah, let's rip through some comments here.
All right. First one from Jeremy Ford says, congratulations, Schaefer, on becoming the leading goal scorer for 18-year-old defenseman in NHL history. Just past Phil Housley. What a gift that lottery ball was.
Yeah. Can we have the number 13 lottery ball up in the rafters? Like, instead of the jersey, just the 13, or that could be the placeholder for now until he eventually has his number retired, hopefully.
As he will get it. Yeah. 13. Oh man, I still remember 13.
All-time reaction.
Amazing. To Cold-Blooded Clown, it says the Isles looked like crap tonight, especially Simon. Thank God Matthew Schaefer for making this game watchable.
He did really save them. Simon Holmstrom, he did have the 2 assists tonight, but there were, I could see why Cold-Blooded came away with that by just the eye test.
There's a couple of times he felt like he was fighting the puck. Like he was reaching for it, which is wild because he's got a 14-foot long stick.
He uses Zdeno Chara's stick.
Honest to God. He's got a really long stick. Perhaps more ways than one.
Oh.
And he was just fighting the puck out there. Just really hard time going. So yeah, he was struggling. But I'm going to chalk that up to Olympic break struggle.
Okay. Fair enough.
SS Bouncer is trying to get me here, trying to troll me here a little bit. In love, I know. Another big victory for Team UBS over Canada.
Sorry.
You get your one. You're one.
Yes.
Then Heathen Hawk adds 2.9 for homie as we're shitting on him. He did pick up 2 points.
2 assists. You know what? He won the puck battle in overtime. That salvages it a lot for me.
There you go. That's perfect. What do we got? Cold-Blooded saying at 9:56 pulled out a win, but I stand by what I said. They looked like crap.
But a win is a win.
Agreed. Andre is saying at 9:58 the Olympic break felt like a whole off season. And I think someone else, like the Joker a little bit later on says no, the Joker said it earlier than that. There it is at 10 o'clock saying anyone else feel it's the first game of the season?
Kind of, yeah. That was the vibe. That definitely was the vibe of this game. It was hard. It was hard for me to get back into. Not that I didn't want to watch tonight or anything like that. Obviously, I did. But like I was telling Mitch, like we get into such a routine with this. Like me setting up the post game live stream, I was like, did I do this right? Is everything like? Do I have everything that I need ready to go? It felt like it took longer than it normally did. So yeah, it did have game 1 of the season vibes.
Yeah, everyone's back in preseason mode at this point, which sucks. Especially the trade deadline is 5 days away?
Tomorrow will be 1 week.
Jesus. Better figure it out quick.
Yep.
Richard is saying, please like and subscribe. We'll take the 2 points any way we can secure them in friggin' D.
Yes, thank you, Richard.
Boomtowners, I forgot here. I wanted to get to this one saying Patrick Roy always has that next level smirk every time he wins in Montreal. It's very much reminiscent of my mononks when they're passing you an extra dessert or a beer, when you're still too young to officially drink, just passing you on, knowing don't worry, your Matttown's not looking, just have one, buddy. Same type of look from Patrick Roy when he wins in Montreal. Friggin' love it.
When your what is?
My mononcle is my uncle.
Oh, okay.
So mon oncle, and then my Matttown, my aunt.
Okay. There we go.
We just, in French, we really like to squish the words together. Matttown, mon oncle.
I thought I heard monk. I was like, is there some Mitch lore that I don't even know about?
No, just mononks and Mattowns all over the place, and I got lots of them.
Love it.
Gary is saying here, I got to watch the TSN feed. I got to watch the RDS feed, Gary. It was great. Love it.
I'm sure you love that. Little French action for you.
It was amazing. When they could call a scrum an escarmouche. Oh, it hits me so hard.
That's a great word.
Yeah, love it. Zach Moore is saying, so where should the Islanders put that Calder trophy at?
I mean, this is a no contest, right?
I don't know. Demidov leads in scoring.
He's going to score 20. I think he's going to score 20 goals this year, assuming health.
Next week.
Is 25 out of the question?
No, I don't think so.
Right?
It's 7. How many games left? 25 games?
Yeah, it's 7 goals and over the final. Yeah, 25. It might be 24 now.
So he's got, where are we at here? He's played 59 games, has 18 goals. So
what's the pace?
25 exactly.
Oh, we got a shot. We got a shot, folks.
A 25 goal, 18-year-old defenseman. Holy
That's
shit.
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous indeed. Spoingus Doingus. I just like the name.
Great name.
I'm a big fan. This team really is the antithesis of what they were the past few years. They don't shrink in the big moments anymore and instead rise to the occasion.
The teamiest team that ever teamed.
Yeah. It sucks that they put themselves in positions where they have to rise to the occasion, but they do. No denying it.
They do. And a ton of credit to them for that.
Where are we going here? The PS saying, thank God they didn't lose this one in regulation because everyone would be yelling, sell, sell, sell.
You think so?
I think so. Absolutely. 100%. It's time to sell, which is they're not selling.
What about Saturday if they lose to Columbus? So here we go. Here comes Columbus.
Yeah, probably. Is you can't go and I know we've said this amongst each other anyways. Like you can't go and add Palat and Carson Soucy and be like, nah, we're gonna sell. Oh, no way.
They made their decision. They made their bed weeks ago when they made those deals.
Absolutely. We have Goal Eiserman. There's two of them here, but is Peja trade value all the way up? I don't think that's happening. As much as I want it to happen, and I do love Peugeot, I don't think they're trading.
It would be weird, like we just said, it would be weird if they decided to, you know what, after trading for Palat and trading for Carson Soucy, now we're going to trade JG Peugeot. Like, again, from an asset management standpoint of a guy on an expiring deal and, you know, there being a chance you're not bringing him back and not, you know, you just so you don't lose him for nothing, you get something in return for, you know, a good third line center. I understand that. I hear that argument. I don't believe they're going to do it at this point. I would be surprised if they do it now at this point.
I would be as well. I think the only way they do that is they acquire assets they need to get someone like, let's say, Robert Thomas. Right. And then you can go like Horvat, Robert Thomas, Callum Ritchie down the middle in your top three. Because if you lose Jean-Gabriel Peugeot, then you have to then ostensibly put Matthew Barzal back down the middle. And I don't think they want to do that anymore, which is great music to my ears because Barzy is not a top six center at this level in a Stanley Cup winning team.
Yeah, you've been on that for a while that he should be on the wing.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do here. But I'm with you. I'm with you, Cole. Sloppy says, "Oh, comme c'est bon de gagner quand Mitch regarde en français." Loving being able to speak all this French more, please.
I love that.
Yes, it does feel good when I get to watch it in French. It's fan-friggin-tastic. Love it. Lefty Stegman says magic number goes to 45.
Okay. I appreciate the updates on that. I'm always poor with the magic number.
So we have 23 games left. Times 2. I mean, it's winning almost every game, is it not? Because we have to get 40. There's 46 points up for grabs on the season. Of course, that number will go down as other teams lose and helps us a little bit, but like that's winning out the rest of the year still, is it not?
Well, I would say no, because a win is 2 points.
Right, but if there's 23 games left, 23 times 2 is 46. So we have 46 games left up for grabs. And if the magic number is 45 points remaining, am I doing math wrong here? Am I mathing something incorrectly?
I don't know why you voluntarily wanted to do math here. And then ask me about the said math. We've been very well established as a non-math podcast for a long time.
And I shouldn't. I'm sick and I shouldn't be doing math because my brain is not working right. And here I am like, oh, thinking of some sort of authority. And the math is not mathing because I'm just not okay right now.
It's okay.
Skip. But definitely thank you, Lefty, for that. Keep up on those numbers. Where are we going here? To Wizzo67 at 1016. Great game from North Pole. Almost wrote them off. Is Santa watching games?
Wait, from the North Pole?
Like literally?
Ho, ho, ho.
I can't imagine, right? Because it's not like Antarctica where there's a continent up there. There's a bunch of islands, obviously, like the Baffin Islands and so on and so forth. But Wizzo, let us know what where you're stationed at.
Maybe he's an elf.
Maybe.
Could be.
Is it the person in Alaska? Didn't we have someone chiming in from Alaska a little while ago?
That would make a lot more sense.
That might be Wizzo. Alaska, the North Pole, basically the same thing this time of year.
Might as well be.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we going here? Chris Bellafiore says, I actually can't believe this stat. On a night he had 2 goals, Dobson was a -2. How is that possible? He was on ice for every goal?
Actually? Where's that? What time was that comment?
Oh, sorry. That is at 10:18.
Okay, there we go. Wow.
He is a -2.
Yeah, that is the full no Dobson experience then.
So he was out there for every goal that we scored.
Yeah, seems about right.
Lol. Love it. That's amazing. SS Bouncer here at 1021 is saying, Mitch, I thought you said Manon Réaume. Lols. Pretty much.
What is that?
Sorry.
What is that?
Manon Réaume?
Yeah.
Well, she was the only female to play in an NHL game, played in a preseason game for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember. I know the story. I didn't remember what her name was. Okay.
Big Islander fan here at 1025 says Schaefer gave the FU to the Canadian Olympic Committee for not choosing him. The announcer on TSN did not realize he was that good. How?
How can you be a broadcaster on TSN and not realize how good this guy is?
The first overall pick, you're like, oh, never heard of that guy. What do they pull out to do that? Some rando?
Wow, look at this. You believe this? He's got 18 goals on the season.
So, even like the French guys were like, at the beginning of the game, they're saying they're gushing. They're going like, I can't wait to see him for the first time live. Insane.
Yep.
Love it. And then we're going to close out with Richard Lord say it's a combination of Islanders picking up points and other teams losing, totaling 45. If that happens, the Islanders make the playoffs. Okay, so I had it kind of right. It is, we have to win out basically the year, but we're going to get help along the way as well to help that number.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the math was mathing in my head. It's just,
I don't know. I don't like having to. It's almost 10:30 now. I don't want to have to think about it.
Yeah, there you go.
Smarter people than I can do it in the comments.
Perfect. There you go. So that's it for tonight. We're gonna head to bed because yeah, like I said, I'm sick. So
yeah, we got to get Mitch feeling better. I'm feeling better because the Islanders won. Hopefully that helped you feel a little bit better too. But guys, we appreciate this. We appreciate you so much. See, I told you we're out of practice here.
We're so in preseason 4.
Oh God! Please leave a like before you go. Subscribe here if you're new. Check out the Patreon as well. Link down below. I'm Matt O'Leary. He is Mitch Anderson. We'll catch you guys next time.